have the conversation here about like reggae not being like, I'm saying like spice and coffee should not be competing for the same award, you know, but it's like the American people don't necessarily understand, like them just clump up. Them hear soca and just think it's dancehall too. Like them even mistake Skilly Bang for soca artists recently at the Breakfast Club. And it's like, these are the things, these are the challenges that Caribbean people overall have to face. Like, you know, people like Americans
this is it.
Don't get it. Like how you ever ponder that as a group? Because I noticed that you said there's no structure in like soca, like there's not a structure. What do you mean by that?
I mean, I would say we still have to do things like again, vote more, categorize our stuff more, make numbers matter more, you know, roll all those things more. So I feel there's work for us to do as well. But I'll tell you, music is music, and it's being enjoyed by people from around the world, from all backgrounds, from everybody.
True.
It's not some kind of obscure something somewhere. You mightn't like it, you mightn't love it, but it's have real people who love it and live by it. You know what I mean?
It's numbers too, because I'm like, is it that we're too small, like Jamaica too small compared to Nigeria, millions in the 10.
I think that's a
Trinidad.
yes, and we have I think numbers, and I think Nigeria is very fit. Many of us could fit inside of there. But it's not just Nigeria. Remember, it's just the world of that, and then Nigeria's influence in England and Europe and stuff. All of those things is part. You know, special conditions have to happen for certain things to happen. And I feel like every genre has a different conditions to make it right, to make it pop. So like Nigeria was bubbling on the underground scene in England for a long time. And the quality was getting better and better and better. And the scene was so undeniable. Somebody took a chance on them, and they had numbers to back them up. So they're just making money, so they will continue to grow. You know, Latin market was the same thing. You know, so for us, to me, reggae and dancehall.
Sorry not to cut you. I think the Latin and soca market like could fuse beautifully.
Always, but the language is always a barrier. The language definitely is what separates us in the Caribbean from the French to the Spanish.
But definitely feel like the vibe is very similar.
Yes, but still not the same, because again the flow is tuka tuka tuka. Ours is tuka tuka tuka. So it's a different. It's still a different swing.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I would say again 2 things. One, that we need to organize ourselves as Caribbean people and form more platforms.
And even the diaspora too. You think
the whole diaspora, and I think so. I really believe so. And I feel damn. I mean, again, I am not a dancehall artist or reggae artist, but at the same time, I will observe. I think with dancehall and reggae, it's already established its thing. People around the world, you know what I mean, can relate and feel and know. I think what's next for dancehall and reggae is where dancehall and reggae is. Like, with the question of what is next? What do we do next? What is the next move? We having that too in Trinidad in a way, but for soca and stuff like that, like what is the next movement, you know what I mean? So I feel like, but y'all are different. Y'all are already on a world stage. So what is next? You know what I mean?
That's always the question.
I get that question.
So, you say you observe things.
Yeah.
So did you catch when Bounty Killer said last year, I think it was around Sting time, that if dancehall not careful, soca go pass? You know that. Did you see that?
Well, I was actually chilling with him before he went on stage.
Really?
You're the one that caused him to say that.
No, we were actually, I didn't know what to expect from the conversation. It was just cool to see him there. Shaggy had brought him, and he mentioned, because the party was banging.
Yeah.
People was having a good time, and it was just a nice energy. And he had come, and he was just like, yo, like he never really sees the scene of the soca thing.
Yeah.
He was just kind of taken aback. And then all of a sudden I see him on stage. I didn't know he was going on stage. And he big up the scene, and that mean a lot. Because he was talking about the engine and say, yeah, this is the vibe, this is how it is. And it was surprising me too, because again, I doing this 20 years in Jamaica. So I see the thing change. So I was watching this on a Boxing Day in Jamaica. It have a banging soca party going on. Eh?
Same day as Sting.
Same thing as Sting.
Yeah.
I never thought I would see that. You know what I mean? From what it was.
And it's like the juxtaposition of the two events. It was almost ironic. Because
Kind of sign of serendipity. And to see him now go on stage and narrate it, I'm like, this Bounty Killer. I was like, you know what I mean? I grew up to that too, you know what I mean? Have I the chicken back? Much less the chicken. I was on stage there. Yo! It was a moment.
Yeah.
So I was there.
we're taking a break out of this podcast to big up our sponsors, Pure 24. It's time to buckle down. Summer is approaching. I really need to think about making better choices. Pure 24 is an easy and delicious choice when it comes to getting your body what it needs. As we say, summer is approaching. So anything you can do to boost your immune system is a definite plus, and you can do that with one scoop of their powders, a sip of their tea, or even some of their yummy gummies. You don't know, so you can visit their website at pure24store.com. Their products ship all across the world, and you can use the code THEFIX to get 15% off all purchases. That's the code THEFIX to get 15% off all purchases. Can't say the fix never do not feel.
And to be honest, I gotta extol the virtue of Pure 24 because especially when I did it the other day, and when I went out to I Love Soca recently, I used a restoration mix in my green blend, and it was super effective. So for this party season, I can really and truly recommend their restoration mix. I don't know. It's Gatorade in powder. I don't know. With the electrolytes and one bag of things. But it really did help. So yeah, I could recommend that for real.
Testimony. What do you feel when you said it?
I mean, I would tell you, for me, it just show that, vibration bigger than any walls that people like to put between people. Divide and rule was always the plan. And I feel like we need to step into a new era where we need to embrace each other and see how each other doing and learn from each other and grow with each other. Because I can listen to soca right through. There's sometimes I feel for dancehall. There's sometimes I feel
the
for
same way.
rock music. There's sometimes I'm feeling for a little guy. So there's sometimes and I think there's nothing. So it should be that free. A dancehall. When I hear dancehall, I'm going to a dancehall artist to hear dancehall. I'm not going to hear. I don't want you to give me a calypso or a soca just because I want you to sing because I like that. I want to hear that now.
So you like when like an artist come to you, like you don't want them to assume that you want to like you give you a soca song because you're a soca artist.
Exactly. You give me you, and I have a place for where you could fit in this, but you gotta be you then. You know what I mean? Once you doing you, that's what I want. And I feel as if we need to be less afraid of learning from each other. Kind of protective, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to get brainwashed, man, whatever that is.
Because we're definitely like that.
So it's not even brainwashed. Like you take and win.
Yeah.
While,
That seems to be the problem sometimes.
Exactly.
With us. Like, we're very protective because we see, quote unquote, the colonizers do them thing there before.
Definite.
I think even within our cultures, the Caribbean cultures, we are like that when we should be a bit more united, I feel.
I believe so, and I think the division was definitely part of our way of controlling us.
Yeah.
And as a Caribbean people, a language barrier is a real thing. The French Caribbean now getting into soca, and now they're really into it. But they didn't have a market like that before because of that language barrier, because of also not encouraging it.
Yeah.
You understand? But, that colonization is a real thing.
From your vantage point, what do you think has led to the rise in popularity in soca in Jamaica?
The internet. Internet. I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people could talk and say, I'm going to deal with the soca thing, and have their opinions of what it is.
Yeah, because honestly, it's like, it was big in Jamaica from my understanding, but it was big in a certain class.
That's it, and big respect to the class that brought it and cool. I still happy for that, but it still didn't represent the totality of what calypso is and what soca is. If the ground do like your song, it's not big. Uptown in Trinidad cannot dictate popularity of a song.
Uptown in Trinidad.
If downtown love your song, then your song big.
That's usually how it is here.
But
Yeah.
here it was different here to here in the soca, but just in one bracket.
Yeah.
So it got a upside down rap to me, you know. So,
yeah, like cause so you mean rap meaning like
it get tagged
to uptown.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
And I think
But in
as
Trinidad, you're saying Trinidad, that's not
at
it.
all,
Okay.
like if somebody from Trinidad, you know, if the gaki and if the people don't love the thing, they're flying. Nobody want to hear that.
Okay.
Don't uptown learn anything after the fact.
Yeah.
Which is usually
Yeah,
the
what's
case.
that
Yeah.
song? Oh, I love it. But you know, everybody play the role. You know, everybody is part of it. So when I saw that in here, I saw the change because I saw that one, when a dancehall artist move, they just move uptown, right? And who just be like, with love soca. So in a sense, there's also now a revelation of, hey, what is this thing?
Yeah.
What is this thing? You listen and they're like, may I come Trinidad and see what it is about. Come Trinidad, 2 collabs, realizing one, business-wise, it making sense. 2, there's a whole energy that nobody know about. And then the internet come about where men saying, yo, this thing bad. We saw what that energy nice, dog. I like that. So I feel like that kind of brought in a new people who never even reached Trinidad. Before you had to be able to afford to come Trinidad, party in Trinidad, and then come back and you're transformed, of course. Because you went through the Mecca of the thing.
Yeah.
But not everybody have that opportunity.
No.
Baron Lee used to bring it for the people, you know,
Yeah.
he used to bring it for the, but then, you know, of course, you know, it didn't continue. So I feel like the more that people partake in, like Ochi had the carnival when wherever, you know, and
Oh yeah.
that's cool to me that Ochi will have a carnival as well, because that never used to happen. It was just who start carnival and parties.
Give me more, soca, soca is my hero.